Hey guys, welcome to Gun Doc Shop. Just finishing up for the night, and I wanted to get on here real quick and talk to you guys about this Bergara BMR that I had at the range the other day. So long story short, customer wanted his stock trigger switched out with the drop-in Timney 532. So we did that. Easy, no problem. Takes it home, and he's getting nothing but light strikes. So he brings it back, and essentially all I did was took it to the range, tested it, and confirmed in fact that just about every round, I think I got 3 shots out of 50 to fire, were light strikes. So what I did was I switched out the sear spring for a lighter spring, and then just adjusted the pull weight of the trigger to about 2.5, just under 2.5 pounds, and then took it back to the range, and we tested 3 different brands. We went with Remington, Aguila, and CCI, and CCI was much more consistent than Aguila, than Remington, but I was still getting light strikes. I didn't feel like the trigger was the problem. The trigger felt like it was functioning fine. The pull weight was consistent, little to no take up, and when it was firing, it felt like it was firing just fine. So started to look into some other things, and one thing that I wanted to address, which can be pretty common with your Rimfire calibers. And so when we're talking about Rimfire, we're talking about calibers like 22 LR, 17 HMR, 17 Winchester Super Mag, those types of calibers where the primer is in the rim of the case head. Unlike your center fire, like 308s, 203s, or 223s, 30-06, your typical standard rifle calibers, those would be center fire. Along with your pistol ammunition, the majority of your pistol ammunition would be center fire, 9mm, 45, 40, so on and so forth. So the Rimfire calibers, because of the way that they're manufactured, tend to have these light strike issues, primarily in the bulk stock, the bulk ammo, because the primer is in the rim of the case. When it gets tumbled around for cleaning or for processing and all those things, the primer can get shifted. It could also not necessarily be placed correctly during the mass manufacturing process. And so one way to determine that is, if you get a light strike, you take that same round that didn't fire, of course being safe and making sure it's not going to go off, give it some time to hang out in the chamber. Once you remove it, rotate the round in the magazine, and allow the hammer or the firing pin to strike the rim in a different location, and then see if it fires. If it does, there's a high chance that the problem is the ammo. And so that's exactly what happened here. There is still a possibility that this particular rifle is being picky. Each bolt is an individual, and it could lock up differently. The casing could be too short, or maybe just a little too soft, and you're not getting a full strike. And so those are some other issues that it could be when talking about rimfire cartridges. I just wanted to point out here, so you'll see this is a 308 bolt, and hopefully you can see the hole there in the center where the firing pin strikes the center of the case, striking the primer. This is the bolt for the BMR. And it's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but you can kind of see the hole there at the top. Yeah, and so that's where it would be striking the case up at the top of the rim. And so could it still be the bolt? Potentially, but if that was the case, I wouldn't expect it to fire by simply rotating the round in the chamber. So because of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this back to the customer this week. We've already got it cleaned up, and I'm going to have him invest in some higher end Ely, CCI, match grade stuff, and log all his rounds. I want to know percentages, manufacturers, grains, how the ammunition was purchased. Was it purchased in a big bulk box? Was it in an individual casings in a small box? And gather as much data as we can about the ammunition and see where we can find some inconsistencies, or maybe find the perfect ammunition that this rifle likes. And so it's going to be tedious. It's going to take some time. It's going to take being diligent on the documentation. But I think with that, we'll find that this rifle will perform very well. So he is wanting to do some precision shooting. So, he's got the temperament for that type of range shooting. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there to you guys, and just kind of give you an idea of what happens when, as a gunsmith, we have these types of issues, and kind of the thought process and troubleshooting process that we go through to get down to the fine details and figure out the problem, and then come up with the customized solution. So anyways, thanks for all the support. I appreciate it. Stay tuned, subscribe, keep checking back in with Gun Doc on YouTube, and I will have more and more content for you guys. If you let me know, some things that you guys are interested in, that's something I can certainly look into. Again, if you have customized projects, if you're in the market for something new or old, restorations, even small repairs, parts can be mailed to me if you're not in the state of Missouri. If you are in Missouri, I can certainly come to you. Just hit me up, email me at gundockcmo@gmail.com. You can also utilize the contact us page at my website, www.gundockshop.com, and you could also give me a call, 816-463-1717, and we can chat, and we'll get something going for you guys. I'm here to help. I appreciate you guys' support, and if you need anything, hit me up. Thanks, guys.